Hi guys, I'm Zach with ZD Productions. In today's video, we're going to be talking about another one of the 5 pillars that makes up an effective story, your plot. And you might be wondering, what is a plot? Well, plot is really simple. It's just the story that you're telling in your video. Now, whether you already have a story in mind or whether you're starting completely from scratch, this is where knowing your audience and your goal will really come in helpful. For instance, let's say your audience is 40 to 60-year-old male business owners at a trade show convention, and you're trying to get them to give towards your organization. Now, a story that probably wouldn't work very well to accomplish your goal is a story about an elementary female student who volunteers her time after school to read to an elderly neighbor. A story that would work really well is one about a high school senior who's on his way to college to study international business. He started a business when he was 15 years old, mowing lawns in his neighborhood, and he wants to continue growing his business so that he's able to give free lawn care services to seniors in need. Now, each story is really touching and has the potential to be very impactful, but only if it's focused on the right audience and the right goal. Something to keep in mind when you're choosing a story is making sure that you have a story about growth. Now, everybody's growing and changing, and the audience likes to hear stories about other people that are doing the same. It's really boring to hear a story about somebody that doesn't change, that hasn't done anything new. People want to hear a story about somebody whose life has been transformed and your organization was the catalyst for that transformation. How has this person's life trajectory totally changed because of your organization getting involved with them? We're all on a journey of our own, and we love hearing stories of other people's journeys and the potential that everybody has inside of them and how we could get involved to releasing that potential. Now, a story doesn't necessarily have to be about just an individual. It could be about a movement, a cause, some sort of social change. But what you want to do is take personal stories and weave them through your narrative. Now, personal stories help to capture an audience's attention and give them something to relate to. Because people relate to people, not numbers. If you throw numbers of kids reached and neighborhoods impacted, it kind of goes over people's heads. People want to connect with the individuals who are actually being affected. They want to hear those stories. You can start with a big macro view of your organization and everything you're doing, but to really capture people's attention and help them engage in your story, you need to bring it down to a micro view. It's like you're taking a magnifying glass to your organization and showing your audience one of the people behind all the numbers. Now, by doing this, you're giving your audience somebody who they can emotionally connect with and relate to. This will better hold their attention through your video and help them engage in the bigger story of your organization. That way, when you get to the end of your video, your audience is going to be much more motivated to actually follow through on whatever your call to action is. Choosing the right story is important to get your audience to emotionally connect with the message that you're trying to tell. Now, just as important is the person that is going to be telling the story, but we'll touch on that in the next video. We'll talk about some things to keep in mind as you're looking for the right person to tell your story so that your audience is able to connect and relate to them.